helps you believe in yourself. Power comes from within. If they counted you out, it doesn't matter, you're still gonna win.
Tonight's game is presented to you in parts by the Frankfort Eagles. Post 976, they are people helping people. By Day and Genda Funeral Home, proud supporters of high school athletics in Clinton and Carroll County. By the healthy communities of Clinton County, making the healthy choice the easy choice.
By Fiberhawk, fast, affordable Fiberhawk.
By the Farmers Bank, where you don't have to be a farmer to be a farmer. Let's grow. By the Willow Creek Barn, providing a picturesque setting for the barn wedding of your dreams. And by Tornado Roofing, specializing in residential and commercial roofing and repair.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to beautiful Case Arena, the site of tonight's IHSAA volleyball matchup between the Frankfort Hot Dogs and the Delphi Oracles, and it happens right here on the ISC Sports Network. You see the records on the screen. Frankfort now 6-1 on the season, and I'm joined by Laura Archibald. I'm Sean Walker. She pointed out to me earlier, Frankfort now in the rankings at number 16 in 3A.
They are well deserved, to be honest. I think they could be ranked a little bit higher, but, you know, they really have kind of snuck into those rankings. I don't think you and I are surprised, Sean, but they weren't ranked at all last year, but they have come out on fire in the 2024 season.
A good mixture for this Frankfort team of seniors, juniors, sophomores, but a lot of their marquee players, you hate to say that at this level, but the marquee players are still underclassmen that still have eligibility even next year. So it bodes well for Coach Kia Rushton and these Frankfort Hot Dogs.
It really does. They do have a great kind of blend of seniors, juniors, and sophomores, but they have that leadership from their seniors, but their really key statistical leaders are their sophomores and juniors. I love to see the leadership they're getting out of their seniors, though. You know, a couple of those key players who come in and just bring the energy, the leadership, that floor generalship. And, you know, a couple times we've seen when they've been down and those seniors come in and lift them back up. I think one thing that Frankfort could improve on is coming out and playing stronger in game one of every match.
Yeah, that little bit of a slow start last week when we saw them against Rossville. They actually dropped that, but then came back and won 3 straight. And Frankfort, early on in the season here, they're 7 matches in, and at 6-1, they've already avenged some early season losses from a year ago, and they could do that again here tonight as Delphi beat them 3-1 last year.
They did, and I think we're going to have several of those revenge matches this year for Frankfort. We talked last week about how many of those matches were really, really close, and a point here or a point there, and Frankfort would have had a winning season last year. I think Frankfort is ready to come back this year and win all of those close games and get those revenge matches under their belt and end this season with a winning record.
Our pregame show tonight brought to us by the Farmers Bank. Let's grow. What about our players to watch tonight? First up for Delphi, the selection here was Maddie Brown. She leads them in kills this season, and she's also right there in other major statistical categories. And just one of those young players, first in kills, first in blocks, first in assists, does a little bit of everything for Delphi.
Yeah, she's a really good all-around player and a good leader, that senior leadership you expect for Delphi. They bring 5 seniors and 5 juniors to the squad, struggling a little early here in the season, but really look to that senior leadership in Maddie Brown.
On the other side for Frankfort, it's Jalen Smith, the junior. 23 kills, 10 aces, but 135 assists. That number is going to skyrocket for that young lady as she has some hitters to pass the ball to. And what makes it good? She's a great passer. So when she sets those hitters up, it leads to kills for them, assists for her, and usually bodes well for the Frankfort Hot Dogs. Just like our player to watch tonight specializes in their craft, so do the professionals at Tornado Roofing. For more info, visit tornadoroof.com. We'll step aside. We'll be back right after this.
At Day and Genda Funeral Home, we know the importance of family. Being a family-owned funeral home, we pride ourselves in giving the care and love to you and your loved one as if you were part of our own family. With a compassionate staff that takes pride in fulfilling all the details to celebrate the life of your loved one in a unique and special way, you can be sure that your services will be meaningful and memorable. When you suffer loss in your family, let our family take care of your family. Day and Gannett Funeral Home, putting family first.
Running a small business. Your hands are full. We can help. FiberHawk partners with local companies by providing business-class internet, phone, TV, and customized bundles to meet your needs. Our fiber-powered system delivers reliable speed with enhanced security. Running a business is tough. Contact FiberHawk today and let our expert team give you a hand.
Welcome back to Frankfort High School here. Case Arena, the site of tonight's IHSAA volleyball matchup between the Delphi Oracles and the Frankfort Hot Dogs. Let's take a look at our officials for tonight's varsity matchup. They are none other than David York and Sunday Mills. And now, how about our starting lineups? Brought to us by Ardente Dental. Healthy Smiles start here. For the Delphi Oracles, their starting lineup looks like this: Alyssa Miller, Hunter Tate, Peyton Morrow, Abby Brown, Maddie Brown, and Kylan Spitznagel. The libero there, number 12, Bailey Kaler. Always love to see the name Kylan. That's the name of my oldest daughter. I thought it was original when we came up with it. Little did I know it was not. But it's cool when you see it out there. I've seen it both for boys and girls now.
I have too, but I think with the age of your daughter, it's pretty original then.
It was close. The head coach for the Delphi Oracles is Bree Baldini. Assistant coach Charlie Holliday. Chip Dale, the athletic director at Delphi, a former Frankfort alum himself. Our starting lineups tonight brought to us by Ardente Dental, where healthy smiles start here. Delphi in a rebuilding year. They said that even in their notes as they sent it over. She said the girls understand what we're up against this year, but they're committed. They work hard and practice every day, and we're just trying to get better each time that we go out. On the other side of the court for the Frankfort Hot Dogs, Lily Rockhold, Ella McAtee, Morgan Harrington, Justine Thomas, Jalen Smith, Addie Keck, and the libero is Caroline Queen. Head coach, Kia Rushton for Frankfort. Assistant coaches Macy Matthews, Brittany Shoemaker, and Tanya Olivas. Athletic director here at Frankfort High School, Ed Niehaus, in his 41st season in the school system. He loves when I do that.
I bet.
He enjoys that I make him feel older. It's been a long time since I graduated from Frankfort High School. And Coach Niehaus, as I called him then, was our assistant coach on the baseball team and my math teacher. So
he is a veteran athletic director. He does a great job here at Frankfort.
Ready for these two teams to get to work here in Case Arena. Volleyball action here on a Thursday night. These Frankfort Hot Dogs went 12-19 last season. But Laura, you and I talked about it all season long. We felt like that record was a little deceiving, that they were better than that. There were just some close games, and they were still trying to learn how to win those. And it looks like they figured it out because they are rolling so far this year.
You know, they lost literally every close match last year. I remember probably at least 9 close matches that could have went either way that they lost. So you flip those 9 around and they have a great season. So I think they're flipping those matches this year, and we've seen that already with this 6-1 start.
We're starting to get that recognition, as we mentioned in our pregame show. Ranked number 16 in 3A, and if they continue to win, they're going to continue to climb those rankings.
And it's not like they've had an easy schedule to start the season. They've played some really good teams, and they have done just a fantastic job early here in the season. Already
a change there in the starting lineup for Delphi based off of the serve-receive here as Peyton Morrow comes off the floor, and they bring Jenna Roth in. Jenna led the team in assists last year. And she's second this year in assists. She trails just Maddie Brown, our player to watch from Delphi. And the first offensive set of the game for Frankfort. And that one is out. No, ruled it was touch.
Touch called by the line judge.
So Frankfort will start with the first point of the game. Senior Morgan Harrington back at the service line. Morgan had a nice night last week against Rossville. And the broadcaster jinx in full effect. Sorry about that,
yes.
Morgan. 1-1 as Delphi takes this point. And now Jenna Roth back to serve. Number 3, Alyssa Miller will check into the game. Roth on the jump serve, and this one too strong. The service error gives the point to Frankfort. You will notice onesies in the student section here at Frankfort tonight. Now, I don't know that I would have made that choice on a day where it's literally in the 90s outside.
It is pretty warm out, but it does feel good here in Case Arena. Nice climate control.
Rockhold, big swing. Good job by Delphi to take some momentum off of that one at the net. As Brown was there, as well as Miller. But the point here from Frankfort is they're able to dink that one across.
If you're Delphi, you can't afford points like that, miscommunication errors against a team as good as Frankfort.
Good low serve there from McAtee. Ella, one of those senior leaders. You know, we talked about Harrington, Justine Thomas, another one, Ella McAtee, Ashley Zhang. Those are 4 of the 5 seniors listed on this roster, and you will see them play quite a bit tonight as Coach Rushton, she goes deep into her bench.
She does. They have, and that's good for when you have those long 5-game matches or 5-set matches. Those things, and also, you know, volleyball is one of those sports you can have 2 or 3 games during a week and then have a tournament on Saturday. When you have a nice deep bench like Frankfort does and people coming in and out, that bodes well for you in a long season.
Smith goes middle here. That was Addie Keck that time, who's hit it across, kept alive by the back row from Delphi. Rockhold tries to put some power into it, and Kaler's there on the dig.
Nice block by Keck.
Now this one wide of the court, another point to Frankfort. You know, I know it's way too early, but you've seen a lot of talent. You've coached over the years, Laura. When you look at Lily Rockhold, just a sophomore, and you think about where her ceiling could potentially be, she is probably going to be able to pick about wherever she wants to go play volleyball, wouldn't you think? At least at a D2, D3 level?
Absolutely. She's really very, very talented. I would say if there's an area to improve, blocking would probably be an area that I think that she could work on that would help her maybe cross over to that D1 level. She is a great hitter. There was an example right there where, like, she wasn't blocking, come off the net, ready to play the ball. In D1, you get a lot more deflections off blocks. You have to be ready for those things. You know, she's a sophomore, right? Yeah. So those are the things you're going to learn and you're going to pick up. Her hitting is phenomenal. She plays outside really, really well. Nice block there by Delphi.
Alyssa Miller there that time for the Oracles.
I mean, when you look that she's really the go-to hitter for a well-rounded team as Frankfort is, that tells you how good of a player she is.
We've seen Miller and Brown kind of keying in on Rockhold's side of the net early here in rotation. They've been there a few times to get some hands on it and slow it down.
And Jalen Smith's a smart setter. I think you'll see Jalen start diversifying the offense a little bit, make those blockers stay true, stay home a little bit longer, and isolate blockers. That was a perfect example right there. she'll isolate blockers so that they can't always get a big double block up on those outside hitters for Frankfort.
Rockhold on the serve. This one a little too strong. And now 9-4 the score. Substitution here as Peyton Morrow comes back in. Sophomore. Now Bailey Kaler, the freshman defensive specialist for Delphi. She's got 9 aces on the season, which leads the team. Leads the team in aces and digs. We get a whistle here. Player into the net. It was Alyssa Miller that time, as I was able to read that one. I love the facial expressions in volleyball too, as Jenna Roth upset with herself a little bit there. You don't have to be so hard on yourself, Miss Roth. Ashley Zhang into the game on the serve. Nice diving effort there from Thomas, but couldn't play it out of the net. Point to the Oracles.
There's a player that I feel like has improved vastly from last year on her front row play is Justine Thomas. That play off the net, her hitting's better, her blocking's better. Just feel like she has really stepped her game up and is more comfortable in her role.
And there's a good example of it right there. Seeing the opening in the middle of the floor is Thomas, and she very well could have been our player of the game last week. She had some standout performances, really kind of helped set the tone in games 2, 3, and 4 for Frankfort.
She's just kind of a calming force out there. You know, she makes the big plays when they need it. She doesn't get riled up. I really love the improvement we've seen in her from this last season to this season.
Great job keeping that one alive for the Oracles. Now they got to get in defensive mode here, and they do. Morrow at the net on the block. Boy, if you're head coach Bree Baldini, you got to love that effort on that last point.
You do, and I love that Delphi's really done a good job blocking so far. They probably have 3 or 4 blocks so far and come in the evening with maybe 18, I think, blocks on the season. So blocking very well against a good hitting Frankfort team.
It was a junior Lattimore on that last serve for Delphi.
Lily Rockhold back in the game for the Hot Dogs.
There they set from Brown over to Spitznagel. Frankfort covers it.
Rockhold with a better job coming off as the off blocker there.
Another free ball opportunity. There's Chloe Mowdy, who's into the game in the front row for Frankfort as well, number 7. They go back to Rockhold. She's able to power through the block that time. Point Frankfort.
Ever since the last big block on Rockhold, Jalen Smith has done an amazing job of mixing up the set selection, running that offense, keeping them in offensive set selection. She's set middle, she's set the right side, and that helped isolate the blocker, made that middle blocker just a second late to that outside position, and let Lily Rockhold use that blocker.
Thomas comes out in rotation here as Queen comes back in, the libero for Frankfort. Smith goes right back to Rockhold here. Tried to throw off the blocker's timing and didn't put as much pepper on that one, as I like to say. And then there for Morrow, just not familiar with the away court, not realizing how much space she had in between the sideline and the scorer's table there. I don't blame her. That would not have felt good.
It would not. She had plenty of room, but it's hard to know when it's not your home court.
Saw that highlight from last year in volleyball where the girl went over the white table that was way back at the end of the floor on a save, and it ended up getting the team the point. Queen on the miss hit here, point back for the Oracles. Alyssa Miller going to check back in. Abby Brown comes out. Jump serve by Roth. one hit into the net by Frankfort. And so even though they lead by 5 right now, we're seeing those mistakes that Frankfort comes out with usually in that game 1. That's one thing Coach Rushton is going to want to clean up as the year goes along, is having quicker starts.
Yeah, that they were last year, and they have so far this year just been a little bit slow at the start. And, so far they've been able to get away with it. But you play a powerhouse team, a slow start can come back to bite you. So I'm sure that's something she really wants to work on, and something that they've got to get improved as they get deeper in the season.
We've got Western next and then West Lafayette right after that. And West Lafayette is a very good volleyball squad.
They're a perennial volleyball power, and somebody Frankfort doesn't want to have a slow start against.
7-point lead here for the Dogs, and McAtee off the top of the net. That one drops in.
It's her second ace so far tonight.
It almost feels like that shouldn't be allowed, right? In tennis, they call it net or whatever. And you reserve.
I'm old school. I don't like it. I'll admit.
Healthy Communities of Clinton County. The coalition is committed to reducing the risk factors contributing to chronic disease, including health disparities, by decreasing stigma and encouraging policy, system, and environmental changes. The vision of Healthy Communities is to make the healthy choice the easy choice. For more information, visit healthyclintoncounty.org. This timeout's also brought to us by Willow Creek Barn, voted the Knott Best of Weddings for 3 years straight. Willow Creek Barn sits in a beautiful outdoor setting with multiple reception options inside the barn, conveniently located with easy access to all the surrounding areas, including Lebanon, Lafayette, Zionsville, Carmel, Indianapolis, and more. The location provides the picturesque setting for the barn wedding you've always dreamt about. For more information, visit thewillowcreekbarn.com. I want to thank all of our sponsors who make these broadcasts possible. We want to thank the students working behind the scenes on the broadcast here tonight. I don't want to forget about them. I've gotten so used to coming here at Frankfort and working with the Richard Salee and the radio TV program and the students here that I just feel like they're part of the crew all the time now. I mean, they really are anyway.
They are part of the crew.
But it's like, it's no different whether I'm at an ISC event with our full-time guys or I come here. The students do such a great job.
They do an amazing job.
A little too much on that serve from Spitznagel there. Gives the point back to Frankfort as they now enjoy their largest lead of the game, 18-10. Spitznagel will check out here. They want to make sure they get the substitution correct. Corey Dyer into the game. This Oracle squad was 8-24 a year ago. They went 4-3 in conference play. Part of that Hoosier Heartland Conference with some of our other local schools like Rossville and Clinton Prairie. Speaking of the Gophers, they went 8-0 a year ago in conference play. Coach Kathy Martin has the Gophers playing pretty well this season as well. They're in action tonight against the Carroll Cougars. That's also on the ISC Sports Network. In case you want to flip back and forth between matches. Justine Thomas says, don't touch that dial, because I'm dialing one up right here.
Nice hit again by Justine. She is in the zone tonight.
Ashley Zhang back to serve here for Frankfort. Miller trying to track that one down almost into the bleachers over there. You know, you don't have a ton of space on the sidelines here at Case Arena. It's kind of what makes it such an intimate setting. But as a fan, you got to keep your head on a swivel because you might become part of the action and you don't even intend to.
They should be paying attention anyway.
For sure, you didn't pay to get in here and not watch the game.
That's right.
Jenna Roth with a nice play for Delphi.
Some very nice serves here by Zhang.
I recognize Jenna Roth's name over the last couple of years. We've seen her on the volleyball court as well as the basketball court for Delphi. Carried quite a few of her games. And Delphi responds again. 21-12, you're starting to see some exuberance from the Oracles. Abby Brown checks in. She'll head back to the service line. And Miller will come out. Well-deserved break here for her. Frankfort, though, won't be denied here. They get the point. They open up now a 10-point lead.
It's a great block by Jalen Smith.
Queen comes in. Rockhold checks out. And Smith will now head back to the service line. We talk about Jalen a lot because, well, she's such a well-rounded volleyball player. She does a little bit of everything.
She has so many players right there would have been tempted to try to hit that ball. But she did the smart thing there. It was not super tight to the net, so she went up with two hands and pushed it through and put it in a hole. You know, it wasn't as sensational as going up and making a big swing at it, but she did the smart thing and put it in a hole, did the thing that took more control. Maybe not as much pizzazz, but more control. Much smarter play.
This portion of our broadcast brought to us by Ardente Dental, where they offer high-tech dentistry with a personal touch. Whether you're a brand new patient or you've been with them for years, they're here to serve you. Give them a call at 654-7222 or visit their website at ardentedental.com. Ardente Dental, we bring smiles to life. We also want to thank the Farmers Bank, and they like helping everyone grow, from business owners running multi-million-dollar companies to first-timers opening a savings account. Drawing over 140 years of history to honor the principles and personal connection and individual attention that have been there since the founding in 1876. And that's why you don't have to be a farmer to be a farmer. Let's grow. Member FDIC, equal housing lender. Out of the timeout, Jalen Smith back to the service line. 11-point lead, just 2 points from taking set number one. And a free ball opportunity right in the middle. They went to Mowdy. And that pass a little too long off the forearms of Abby Brown.
Smart play. Nice little quick set in the middle. Isolate a blocker. Doesn't have to be hard. Just too much floor to cover.
The serve off the top of the net. Brown able to play it kind of off of her shoulder. We go to Mowdy. Mowdy goes back corner. We got the winner. 25-12. Frankfort takes set number one here from Case Arena. We'll step aside when we come back. Set number two heads your way.
For the barn wedding of your dreams, you need to experience our country estate, where nature's beauty meets rustic elegance. Schedule your tour today at thewillowcreekbarn.com. Voted the best of weddings for 3 years straight.
I brought you a present. A book.
Follow the adventures of the Ardente Dental team as they fight cavities, gum disease, and create beautiful, healthy smiles.
Inconceivable. Hello, my name is Dr. Snyder. You cause cavities. Prepare to die. Inconceivable.
To make your smile look straight and fine, our braces per month are just $1.99.
Inconceivable.
You keep using that word, I do not think it means what you think it means.
Have fun at Ardente Dental.
Frankfort Eagles 976 has bingo every Wednesday night. Early birds beginning at 6 p.m. and regular bingo starting at 7 p.m. Packets are $25 and includes every game you need to play. They also have Saturday bingo the first Saturday of every month, with early birds starting at 4 p.m. and regular bingo starting at 5 p.m. Big game payouts each game with 3 to 4 chances to win different jackpot games each day. Great for individuals or groups because everyone enjoys winning lots of money. You must be 18 years or older to play.
Hey, we're back here at Case Arena. Set number two set to get underway between the Frankfort Hot Dogs and the Delphi Oracles. Tonight, it's brought to you by Tornado Roofing. If you need quality work from a qualified roofer, then they are the company to call. They've helped countless clients keep their property protected while saving time and money, and they know they can do the same for you. Offering free estimates, financing, and even handling insurance claims. Give them a call at 765-670-6440 or go to the website, tornadoroof.com. Joined by Laura Archibald, I'm Sean Walker. Set number one really dominated by Frankfort over the second half of that stretch. They a slow start, but not necessarily one that hurt them. They kept letting Delphi back into it, and then when it got into that 13, 14 points, they really kind of ran away and opened it up by 10.
They did. Like, I think if you're Coach Kia, you aren't thrilled with the first 10, 11 points. After that, fine. I think the change was the setting. I think once Jalen started mixing up the set selection and really controlling offense, everything else really, really followed. That last, probably 6 points, I don't think she set one high ball 5 outside. Everything was a shorter, quicker set and nothing high to the pins. And that makes a big difference isolating blockers, especially because if there was a high point for Delphi in game 1, it was blocking.
Yeah.
Right? Their blocking was great. They probably had half of their season total for blocking in game 1. So once they took Delphi out of that by changing their setting patterns, Delphi really kind of fell apart.
2-0 early lead here for Frankfort in set 2. McAtee at the service line for the Hot Dogs. And she's doing a really nice job. That is back-to-back serves there where that pass has not been able to be handled.
Yeah, that's her 4th ace on the night already.
Thank you. I'm glad you're keeping track of that for me. I knew it felt like there was a few, so I went with 2 to be safe.
Yep, no, that's 4th one already.
Speaking of 4, it is now 4-0, and Roth designated a captain on the floor, correct? That's why she's able to go over and talk to the up official?
Correct. You have 2 captains on each team. One will be designated speaking. If that person comes out of the game, the other captain is automatically the speaking captain. If neither is in the game, then they will appoint someone else.
I saw her giving almost a motion where you would see a lift signal. That doesn't mean that's what she was asking for, but obviously wanting the officials or the umpires to be aware or look for something.
Yeah, I think she was asking for a lift. That looked very clean to me.
And now Jalen Smith comes over. Just make sure the Hot Dogs have a minute to have a conversation with that.
She's calling a double. They called a double hit. That is.
So how about that from your senior captain going over, asking for something? Ask you shall receive. Delphi gets the point.
Yeah, I would say that I would disagree with that call. They don't really call that anymore. We just talked about that the last time we were officiating. They're really going away from that kind of call to speed the game up and increase the offense. Anybody, if you watch the Olympic volleyball, I mean, you saw those sets like laying in the setter's hands for long periods of time. And that's so that they have more control over the ball and they can really push the sets out of hands faster. And that speeds the offense up. They really are encouraging the high school game to get more like college and pro volleyball, and they're really not supposed to be calling those like that anymore.
You would liken that to the carry in basketball, correct? You
Correct.
see a lot of the point guards
Correct.
having all this fancy dribbling.
Exactly. That's exactly what it's like, Sean. You just don't see that called anymore, right? Because they want to make that a player more versatile, give them more side-to-side vertical or lateral movement. It's the same thing in volleyball. They just aren't supposed to be calling that anymore because they want to speed offenses up. They want to make the high school game translate to college better, and really not supposed to be calling that at this level anymore.
The 2 of the last 3 swings from Frankfort have come from Lily Rockhold, and she has absolutely put a little extra into both of them.
But the nice thing is they haven't been a standard 5 high outside ball. That one was a back row set.
Yeah.
She just did an amazing job with it.
This one touches the line. Point for Frankfort. Delphi thought it was wide of the court. Line judge has that angle there. That's why they're placed to look down the line. Six to 2. Zhang on the serve. Roth just has to send that one across. Thomas. That one partially blocked by Miller. Mowdy tried to.
That was a nice place for a free ball, though.
Thomas goes cross court. That one covered up. Smith, quick set.
So smart. So smart.
You saw the blockers vacate that area going, thinking that she's going to Rockhold or Thomas guaranteed here.
And it's because she jump sets the majority of the time. So when she jumps to do that, that does not clue them that she's going to go over and dump on that. So nice job by her.
Set behind that time for Mowdy. Roth goes to Miller. That one just a little too long there. It gives another point to Frankfort. And now an 8-2 lead. I've seen Zhang serve from each side of the court here.
Probably depends on what serve areas, what zone is being called for her. Her coaches, I'm sure, are telling her what zone to serve. And she's probably one of those people who
more comfortable hitting straighter into that area.
Yep, and so she, depending what zone she's serving, is where she starts on the field or the court.
Thomas is starting to warm up as well. We've seen some good swings from her here in game number 2. It is now 9-2. Hot dog student section getting into those as well.
You'd think they'd be calmer, trying to stay cool in those onesies.
Well, you can see them. They're sweating over there. They're doing the little shirt tug pull. We might have to get those guys a water break here. When we get a timeout, maybe those guys run over and get a drink, cool down a little bit. This timeout brought to us by the Frankfort Eagles, Post 976, where they are people helping people. They've been serving the community since 1905 with over 900 members locally. The Frankfort Eagles offers a little something for everyone. For more information on who they are and what they do, visit FOE.com, or you can just stop in the Frankfort Eagles at 408 North Main Street in Frankfort. Coach Baldini taking a timeout here. So our team has fallen behind 7 early. Here in game number 2.
One of the things I love about Frankfort this year, it's been very evident in this match, but one of the things I love is how well the offense is spread out. It's not just the Lily Rockhold show, right? We've seen Maude hit tonight. We've seen Justine Thomas hit tonight. Jalen Smith is not afraid to take it over herself. So several people involved in that offense, you know, spreading those assists around and spreading those kills throughout the roster. I love that. Makes it very hard to play defense against that.
Right, because you're not one-dimensional. Smith goes to Thomas, and blockers were there. I think that one was into the net anyway.
It was, but they were there.
Abby Brown checks back in here for Delphi. She'll head to the service line. For the Oracles, their upcoming schedule, they've got a busy week next week as you get another point for Frankfort here.
It's a great back row attack from Rockhold.
They'll host Eastern on Tuesday. They'll host Frontier on Wednesday. They'll travel to Rossville on Thursday. So no rest for the Oracles. They get the holiday break, I guess, on Monday like the rest of us as well. But then it is right back to business. There's a rare serving error from Smith.
If you look at the games prior to tonight, you had Rockhold with 75 kills, McAtee 20, Thomas 34, Smith 23. I mean, that is just a diversified offense. As a coach, that's your dream. That makes Frankfort very hard to defend.
Hunter Tate, the senior, just got the point there for Delphi. See if she can serve a second consecutive point for the Oracles here. I hear the word diversify, and I think about my portfolio. Always talking about I need to diversify it. I just need it to grow.
Well, see, if you diversify, it will grow. Same with a volleyball offense. You'll grow your points if you have a diversified offense.
Thomas plays out when McAtee just has to send it across.
Well, that was
a pretty good third hit.
Spin.
Yeah. Now a couple players back up out of the way. Zhang too far back to come get it. And now 3 or 4 points in a row here for Delphi is Hunter Tate doing a nice job at the service line. That one into the net. And she'll check out. Lattimore will come in for her. Ari Lattimore into the game. Thomas on the jump serve for the Hot Dogs. 5-point lead here in set 2. That one, block was there, but then it rode the top of the net down and fell on the Hot Dog side of the floor.
I think Rockhold was ready and in good position there. That was just our tough one.
Yeah.
I mean, those are hard to read. I think the freshman libero looks very, very good for Delphi. She's doing a fantastic job, Kaler. She's doing great on serve reception. I don't actually remember her having a passing error. And she plays great defense as well.
Yeah, you would not look out on the floor and think that girl's a freshman because she's definitely not playing like it. Rockhold, big swing, and again, when it is in the right spot and that timing is perfect, that is fun to watch.
Okay, nobody notices this except for the old volleyball coaches like me, but great job by Chloe Mowdy for running the fake right there. She held that blocker for a long time and opened that big hole in that block up for Lily Rockhold. Lily Rockhold needs to go over there and send her a thank you card because that kill was all because of Chloe. She held that middle blocker for many, many seconds.
Harrington on the jump serve. Delphi will send it across. Queen might have been able to let that one to go, but you never question the safe play either, especially when you can get it back to Rockhold and she's swinging like she is tonight. 15-8 now. I want to give a shout out to Mandy Lane watching tonight as she was unable to attend in person here. Her daughter Morgan Harrington at the service line. Reached out earlier and said, hey, how can I watch the game? I said, I got you. Go to YouTube. Hot Dog TV, ISC Sports Network, Twitter, X, whatever it's called these days, ISCSportsNetwork.com. It's literally everywhere. Delphi with the point. Miller checking in. Brown checking out. You know, at some point in time, too, maybe after this game, or the next time we get a timeout break, we have got to find Mr. Atkins if he is still in the building. One of the teachers from Frankfort came in rocking a pink, and I mean fuchsia pink, suit with some, they almost look like Dorothy from the Wizard of Oz shoes. Bright reddish pink. It was fantastic.
I did not miss that. I don't think anyone missed that was here. We should find him.
I'm sure our cameras caught it earlier in the game. I should have pointed it out then because now I don't see him. They had a teacher ceremony where they honored teachers in between the JV and varsity game here tonight. And he wanted to rock his Sunday best, Friday night best. I don't even know what you would call that.
Friday Night Lights, because it was bright.
I would definitely rock that on picture day. That needs to be documented in a yearbook.
That was pretty amazing.
Back to the service line. It's Corey Dyer for Delphi. This one a little too strong.
It was Teacher Appreciation Night here. Love that Frankfort does that.
Yep.
Giving a shout out to all the teachers that have had a big impact on these players.
They get to hand pick them and then walk out and give them a gift and get a round of applause. Teachers are definitely individuals who don't receive enough praise. I can tell you that any teacher that put up with me from the age of 5 until I graduated at 18 deserves $1 million. I don't even know, because I was a terror.
I would second that, Sean, and I didn't even know you then.
There are many that still are amazed that I'm back doing something positive with my life here at these day and age, because I was a little bit of a nuisance in my younger years. Beautiful serve there.
And they still let you back in this school.
Spreading positivity. That's what we try to do. Kaylor, you talked about her tonight. She leads the team in aces coming in. That last serve was perfect.
It was, and she is impressive for a freshman. Doing a great job out there, really leading not just this defense. Look at that dig. Took it with her hands. Not just leading the defense, but also the serve receive. Her serve receive is spot on.
And you know, when Coach Baldini says things and uses a word like rebuild, she says, you know, that's not always something you want to associate in high school, but it happens every year. You have turnover that comes out, coaches come and go, and now you've got a system you're trying to put in place. But in a time where you're saying, hey, this might be our down year, but we are going to learn from this and get better, it helps when you've got a freshman on the floor who's playing like she is.
Absolutely. I mean, I think she's their floor general, honestly. She really commands the offense. Her passing is fantastic. And if you haven't noticed, she hasn't served or received as nearly as many serves as they would like, because
Frankfort knows to stay away.
Frankfort isn't serving her much because they're smart.
Coach Rushton did her homework coming in.
Yep.
They do go after her here.
And she passed it well. So, yeah, I don't think they're serving her on purpose when they serve her.
Thomas gets a good swing on that one, earns another point for the Hot Dogs.
I don't, off the top of my head, remember having many errors at all.
This portion of our broadcast tonight brought to us by Day and Ginda Funeral Home, where they believe in putting family first. As active members of the community, they know that when you're dealing with the loss, seeing a familiar face and being treated like family is important. Day and Ginda Funeral Home serve you and your family in a unique and loving way and provide you the care you need. For more information about the services Day and Ginda Funeral Homes offer, please visit dayandginda.com. We also want to tell you about FiberHawk. Now available FiberHawk, fiber internet, super fast speeds, no more buffering, perfect for all sizes of business. FiberHawk offers every speed to meet your internet needs. For more on offerings and availability, you just visit fiberhawk.com or call 765-922-HAWK. Fast, affordable, FiberHawk. Zhang out of the timeout, back to the service line. Frankfort, 6-point lead. Delphi doing a pretty good job of hanging around here. That was slick right there, Hunter Tate.
It was. Nice job being aggressive on offense by Jalen Smith.
If I remember right, as a teenager, I think my mom used to swing like that, but it was usually towards my side of my face, and I'm sure I deserve that one too.
Good reason, I'm sure.
I'm just kidding. My mom, she's a saint. 21-13.
You're still here, so she must be.
I survived. She survived somehow. Thankful for that woman every single day. Roth, quick set that time. Frankfort on it. There's Kaylor, another good pass from her. Frankfort actually put a hand on it, so no 4 hits against Delphi there. 22-13, now 3 points away from claiming set number 2.
Ashley Zangen, great job on the service line. She's
love that little fan right there. Got to go get the ball for her.
Super excited.
Worked the Indianapolis Indians game last night with ISC, and there was a young female fan at the game. and she was able to get a foul ball, and the elation that she showed afterwards was one of the greatest moments of the night. That and the fact the Indians won both.
That
the
is
doubleheader.
That's always good too. Nice up again by Kaler. She's just eating it up back there on the back row.
23-13, Frankfort up by 10. That one mishandled by Daisy Santos Valdez, the senior on the floor. We did not see her last week in that Rossville match. Good to see the senior out here tonight.
Great job by Ashley Zhang back there on the service line.
23-14. Brown sends that one across. Mowdy. Nobody home there for Delphi. Now set point. Queen comes out. McAtee comes in.
That was a great set. Nice little 31 pushed right past the middle blocker. Nobody in front of her. She can hit that all day long.
Now Smith serving for set point right here. Goes back corner. And this will end it. Frankfort 25-14 as they claim set number 2. A commanding 2-0 lead for the Hot Dogs. We'll step aside. We'll take a break. When we come back, what could be a deciding set 3 heads your way here from Frankfort.
Welcome to Trinity Hope Center. Here we are actively engaged in our recovery community with a multitude of activities including peer recovery coaching, a full computer lab, grief groups, relapse prevention, pre- and postnatal support group, educational workshops for family members with addicted loved ones, expungent workshops, parent cafes, Saturday pro-social activities, recovery walk club, book club, and even video game nights. For more information, give us a call at 765-250-1845.
At Tornado Roofing, we provide a complete range of services defined by quality, innovation, and expertise. We offer free estimates, have financing available, and handle insurance claims. Tornado Roofing is more than a name. It's a family-owned and operated business known for its committed customer service and expectation of going beyond our clients' needs. Our work is backed by a customer satisfaction guarantee to provide you with peace of mind. For more information, visit tornadoroof.com or call 670-6440. At Tornado Roofing, we believe in putting a strong roof over your head.
Rondell Sims is a successful entrepreneur and beloved grandpa, in part because he's responsive and attentive. That also just happens to be what he looks for in a financial partner. And when it comes to his bank, Rondell is a farmer.
Welcome back here to set number 3 at Frankfort High School in beautiful Case Arena. They take a 2-0 lead, 25-12, 25-14. This portion of our broadcast brought to you by Mulberry Telecommunications. Mulberry, the parent company of the ISC Sports Network, is partnered here with Frankfort Hot Dog TV. It has for numerous years. It's such a wonderful program.
I think talking about teacher appreciation, a little shout out to Richard Salee doing an amazing job teaching these students.
I'm actually appreciative that he was not appreciated tonight by someone else, because we would have had to try to figure out what we were going to do up here, right?
I know.
So, but yes,
absolutely. But we'll shout it out. We appreciate it.
We appreciate you, Mr. Salee. You and your program, all of your students do such a wonderful job. And Mulberry Telecommunications, ISC Sports Network, absolutely ecstatic that we get to be a part of it. It's a no-brainer for our company. Local lives here is the motto of ISC, and that is what we try to do every single week as the high school season rolls along, is bring you local games and do it with a quality that you just don't find anywhere else. Morgan Harrington back into serve. She gets the ace. Point number 1 here in game number 3 belongs to the Hot Dogs. Roth goes to Miller. Great job by Keck. They go to Rockhold, but the block is...
It's down on their side, rolled down the front of them. But great job by Delphi getting in front of Rockhold, getting a block up on her. That still stays in a hitter's head.
So that ball came down in between Delphi and the net?
Yes,
Okay.
they were just a little bit early, and that's what happens when you're a little early. That ball will just roll down the front of you and between your hands and the net because you're on your way down.
Frankfort opens a 3-0 lead here in set 3. Trying to improve to 7-1 on the season. Another point here for Frankfort, now 4-0. Frankfort already 2-0 in conference play. Their only loss this season came to Hamilton Heights. That was in a tournament. They lost 2 straight sets to them. This time a point for Delphi.
Hitting here by McAtee, just got a little far underneath the ball.
Brown on the serve. Smith goes back to Rockhold.
Nice block by Delphi.
Yeah, Roth there to cover it up. Wow, unbelievable play from both teams here. Just getting any part of your arms and limbs you can on it to keep it in play.
That's some great defense by Harrington back there.
Miscommunication in the middle there between Brown and Spitznagel. Love how they work it out, though. Just a quick hug, and let's get back to action. If I could only get my daughters to do that when they get into it. I always threaten to put them in one of my T-shirts and make them hug it out.
Not going to happen. I will say Delphi does not seem to get down on themselves. Seem to have a good attitude on the court. They seem to stay up, very encouraging to each other. The coach said that they realize this is a rebuilding year and they've had a good attitude about it. That's always encouraging to see.
Yeah, the most important thing anytime that you're playing sports is just have fun.
Yeah.
And it looks like that they're having fun. They're communicating. Even when things are down, you're seeing other players go pick players up, and still the celebrations here, even though they're down early in set 3.
Very excited about that kill from Roth.
You love to see the choreographed fives even when they don't plan out as they sub in and out. Spitznagel. Standing overhead serve. Rockhold in the middle. Looked like she almost just grabbed it and threw it across the net. 8-2.
Yeah, see, those are those plays that they're not supposed to be calling anymore. That's the kind of thing that in previous years would be called, not supposed to be called anymore.
Daisy Santos Valdez will come in. She'll serve here for Frankfort.
Nice serve.
Emma Draper checked in for Delphi during that last exchange as well. Santos Valdez picks up the ace.
Beautiful pass by the freshman again.
Smith and Keck, somehow collide into each other, stay out of the net, and make the play for the Hot Dogs. I'm trying to get there. Cannot. Tate got a hand on it, but couldn't play it across the net. Now a timeout. Coach Baldini wants to talk this over with her staff, and that gives us a chance to thank the healthy communities of Clinton County. They want you to know that recovery is possible. If you or someone you love is struggling with addiction, reach out to Healthy Communities. Their telephone number is 659-6063, or you can go to their website at healthyclintoncounty.org. It's also brought to us by Sandra Myers Law, dedicated to providing top-notch legal services to clients in Tippecanoe County, Clinton County, and all the surrounding areas. Call 838-8700 to schedule a free consultation today. And you see the services there on your screen that Sandra Myers is ready to help you out with. Again, many, many thanks to all of our sponsors here this season on the ISC Sports Network. Big night tonight. Volleyball in a couple places here in Clinton County. We've got one crew here at Frankfort, another crew handling the Clinton Prairie Carroll matchup as well. Tomorrow night, Frankfort fans, your football team travels to Clinton Prairie. That kickoff was moved to 8 o'clock. We'll have that one for you on the ISC Sports Network. The Clinton County rivalry will play out in around the cornfields of Clinton Prairie High School.
Yes, and Clinton Prairie's up 2-0 on Carroll in volleyball.
Kurt Darling and Gene Kesterson on the call of that one. Frankfort doing a good job of not taking their foot off the gas pedal here.
They have done that very well this year. I will say that when they get up, they stay up. They have been very consistent. Only thing I think any of us can say is just the slow starts.
And sometimes it takes a minute to get warmed up. You don't want to make a habit of that. You want to come out and really try to take your opponent out right from the get-go.
And it's been a little bit of a habit for them. It was last year too. Nice serve, 2 aces in a row by Ashley Zhang, and she got one on the freshman. It's the only time I think I remember her getting ace today, so that tells you it must have been a good one.
Zhang sends that one across. Was it in or out? Waiting on a call.
Okay. So the call needs to be seen that she couldn't see it. So that's 3 aces in a row for Ashley Zhang.
I thought from my vantage point it looked like it was good, but it was definitely...
It was close, but I thought it was good.
This serve into the net, 15-4 here in set 3.
I know Zhang had an error there, but she has served very, very well tonight. Very consistent. And you'll take an error after 3 aces.
Good block at the net by Morrow. We've seen Peyton do that a few times tonight for Delphi. And again, back to your point, blocking is
it's your first line of defense. So they've done a really good job with that tonight. There are bright points for Delphi. I think you don't go away from this discouraged. I've seen some really bright points for Delphi, especially considering this is a rebuilding year. Nice block by Smith. Nice.
Just got notification. Prairie in straight sets tonight defeats Carroll. Frankfort trying to do the same here against Delphi. Smith at the service line. Frankfort with a 10-point lead.
Nice hustle.
Boy, almost made a play there.
She did. That was a great effort by Miller.
Next week on the Hot Dog TV Network, we've got boys soccer. That's Frankfort and Lebanon. That match comes your way on Tuesday night. I believe that's slated for a 6 o'clock start, but make sure you check our website for more details. Mowdy that time just not enough on it.
Frankfort with the 10-point lead.
The next time we will see these hot dogs in action from the Case Arena volleyball floor will be on September 12th as Lebanon comes to town. Take on the hot dogs. We also have our yearly mental health games where we'll feature all 4 Clinton County schools, which is always fun.
Those are coming up soon.
Looking forward to that with you. Barry Lattimore. Nice jump serve. Good passing from Frankfort. I say this every time, but Ella McAtee's got some hops.
She
does not look like the tallest girl by any stretch, but, man, she can jump. Uh-oh, Smith came up a little lame there.
Yes, she did.
But that would not be a good sign for Frankfort, and she needs a timeout.
She needs a timeout. That's not good.
So Jalen Smith heads to the sideline here, and it looks like they're looking at maybe her knee or her ankle on the sideline, and you hate to speculate. She's up. She's trying to walk it off and rejoining the Frankfort huddle. So that is a good sign for Frankfort and Jalen Smith, because as well-rounded as they are, she's definitely the quarterback of that offense.
She is, and they are heavily dependent on her. I'll be honest, I don't even know who they go to. They'd have no other setter even listed on the varsity roster. I do not know who they go to. Maybe if I'm trying to see if they have Chloe Kingma from the JV dressed even. She appears to be going back out. We'll just keep an eye on her.
Yeah, good sign for Frankfort. It might have just been one of those stingers. I know sometimes you hit your kneecap just right on the floor and everything goes dead. It's like that funny bone in your elbow.
But it's not funny.
It's not funny at all. I tend to always crack the center of my kneecap on my desk. Do you ever do that?
I do.
It's the last time I remember, like, physically crying.
And he's admitting it.
This one's sent across. Frankfort gets the point, and now Lattimore a little slow to get up. I think she face planted a little bit there across Case Arena floor, and it has not been forgiving tonight for much of anyone.
And we see Melanie Sandoval coming in. I don't know that we've seen her yet tonight.
I saw a young lady in the JV game as we were preparing for this one take a serve that was absolutely lasered across in the face. And, I mean, it was a dead center shot. She had to come off the floor during that one. Morrow on the serve. Smith to Rockhold. Block there. Miller and Brown. Frankfort keeps it alive. Delphi sends it across. Here comes Frankfort again. This one able to get around the blockers.
Great job by Lily Rockhold there. That wasn't a perfect set by Zhang, but Lily Rockhold in that reach, just getting up at the height of her jump and really just reaching and getting that ball at the top and just rolling it over that block. Great job handling that not perfect set.
Miss hit on the serve there, 19-11 your score. Substitution as Brown comes back in for Delphi. These Oracles, their one win on the season came against Winnemac back on 8/24. 2-1 as part of a tournament or an invitational, that they played in that day.
I can see a difference in the setting. I do think Jalen is hurting. I think she is not pushing that ball up and out as well as usual, and her hitters are going to have to adjust to that.
Maybe with the extended break, hopefully Coach Rushton doesn't work them too hard over the holiday weekend and get some ice and hopefully heal up before next Tuesday's matchup.
Yeah, those sets are just falling. She doesn't have quite the same oomph on them. Sets are falling a little bit faster, but the hitters are going to have to adjust to that.
Frankfort, a little bit of home cooking here early on as Delphi starts a 3-game home stretch here. They'll take on Western on the 4th, so that's actually next Wednesday that they play, and then Thursday they turn around back-to-back nights, so another built-in day there for Frankfort.
Spitznagel on serve error gives the ball back to Frankfort with Santos Valdez serving. I think this is like 4 serving errors in a row for Frankfort.
21-14, Queen coming in. McAtee checks out. The freshman. And Kaler back to serve for Delphi. Thomas tips that one across. Brown there to get it. And then, unfortunately, Roth and Morrow both expecting the other to take that one. Zhang comes back in. Mowdy comes back in. 3 points away from match point. And to your point, another service error.
Yeah, way too many service errors.
Miller will check back in to help anchor that front row for Delphi.
They're really just letting the Oracle stay in the game by service error after service error after service error.
That pass a little too strong from Santos Valdez. And then the block there, and again, it's Alyssa Miller. She has been fantastic at the net tonight. And when you look at Delphi, even though they call it a rebuild, when you look at who they're playing on the floor, a lot of juniors and sophomores, as well as the freshman defensive specialists. So these players next year, this is going to be one of those teams that's going to be pretty well-rounded.
Yeah, and they're getting lots of playing time and experience, obviously.
They will graduate their top hitter in Maddie Brown, as well as Kylan Spitznagle, who we've called quite a bit tonight. We've seen Hunter Tate in. Jenna Roth will graduate as well. But definitely a handful of players that's been in rotation coming back. Alyssa Miller, Kaler, Peyton Morrow, Abby Brown. Frankfort going to take a timeout,
Yeah, just lots of unforced errors letting Delphi stay in this match.
Right as we kind of said, they've done a good job of not taking their foot off the gas pedal. It's kind of happened here, and it feels like the Smith injury, since that point, Frankfort's been a little out of sync.
They have been, and I do think it's affected the setting, but Frankfort has good enough hitters. They should be adjusting to her. Go to her. Don't force her to be setting big 5 balls outside. Come to her, let her set some 43s, 3s, 1s, some of those shorter sets that she doesn't have to push off of that ankle so much. Come to her, run some quicker short sets. Quit serving out of bounds every time you get the ball back. And pass on a dime so she's not having to run after the ball.
Thomas hits it across. Roth gets a hand on it. Morrow gets a hand. Thomas this time.
Nice.
Puts a little extra on it. Draper unable to handle that one in the back row. Now 23-17 with Smith headed to the service line.
Unfortunately, that means she's back row, so it means she's got to scramble that transition back and forth and back and forth. Up to set, back to play defense. Up to set, back to play defense.
Zhang to Thomas.
Normally, if I'm Delphi, I would hit to Smith so that she has to play defense because we know they struggle, whoever has to set. But right now would be a time that I would not hit to her because I would want her to have to move back and forth. So, you have to be strategic here.
I love the effort there from Hunter Tate, diving, laying out on the floor. I think Coach Baldini can definitely hang her hat on the fact that her team does not quit. They played with the same intensity from 0 all the way through here tonight. They're going to fall in 3 straight sets to score 25-17. Frankfort improves to 7-1 on the season. They look pretty dominant here tonight. Laura, your final thoughts on this one?
I think Jalen Smith that said, enough's enough. I'm just going to serve this ace and get this over with. I think if you're Frankfort, this is a big win for you. You've done a good job, and you're glad to get out of here with a victory. Take a look at Jalen Smith, rest her over the weekend, and hope that she's back at 100% next week. If you're Delphi, take the positives out of this. your blocking was amazing tonight. It was absolutely amazing against a good hitting Frankfort team. And the play of your freshman libero was fantastic. Bailey Kaler, to me, was the shining star of the night for the Delphi team, and you can build on that. Her serve, receive, and defense, amazing.
Our Frankfort Eagles Clinton County player of the game tonight, Jalen Smith. Absolutely fantastic tonight with her passing. To your point, I feel like she set the tone. She wasn't one-dimensional tonight. She was passing everywhere and got everyone involved, and Frankfort is at their best when they are diversified and firing on all cylinders. I even stole your word there, partner.
Yes, when she is the true court general that she can be, and she is running a diversified offense, it keeps them in their offensive set. They are pretty unstoppable.
We want to thank everyone behind the scenes here at Hot Dog TV, all the students, Richard Salee, Athletic Director Ed Niehaus, for welcoming us in here to Case Arena. For Laura Archibald, I am Sean Walker. We appreciate you tuning in. Tomorrow night, football kicks off at 8 o'clock on the ISC Sports Network. Make sure you tune in then. It's Frankfort and Clinton Prairie right here on ISC.
This is your IHSAA. This is your state. This is your high school. This is your athletic association.
Fans, I'm IHSA Commissioner Paul Knighty, and we're here to make sure that all of this remains yours.
This is your state. This is your community. This is your IHSAA.
Welcome to the Willow Creek Barn, where nature's beauty meets rustic elegance. From the moment you arrive on the property, you'll notice every detail is finely crafted to provide you with the dream wedding you've always dreamt about. From carriage and trolley rides to breathtaking aerial views via our hot air balloon, the Willow Creek Barn offers unforgettable moments that will last you a lifetime. For more information about our packages and events,